For the next decade, we are going to experience the greatest precious metals bull market in the history of mankind. I believe that the dollar as the global dollar standard, this is going to end soon. The dollar's days as a reserve currency are numbered. The thing is that gold and predominant currencies, gold has been real money and predominant currency for more than 5,000 years, the predominant currency for more than 5,000 years. And it's been predominant reserve currency since central banking started. It all depends on the history that you're looking at and what facts you're nitpicking. But really, all of these need to be real fuzzy things that are overlapping, because otherwise it's just misinformation. And then all of those other charts started the USA as the world's reserve currency. When Great Britain stopped, the Federal Reserve, the act was passed in 1913. They opened their doors for business. That was December of 1913. The Federal Reserve Act was passed. They opened their doors for business in November of 1914. And so from 1914 until today is 107 years. But the US dollar didn't become the world's reserve currency right away. It took some time for that to happen, and it really happened at the Bretton Woods Conference, and that was 77 years ago, not 107 years ago. So that is when reserve currencies really started, was with the Bretton Woods Conference. Back during the reign where Great Britain was running the international monetary system, being the hub of the international gold standard, with settlement happening and gold in the basement of the Bank of England on pallets for a lot of different countries. Back then, other central banks didn't hold a whole lot of British consols or German bunds or US bonds or guilds or whatever. They didn't hold the currencies or the bonds of that country. They held gold. Most of the reserve currency was gold. So the question, has there ever been an episode in history of hyperinflation with a reserve currency? No. Why? The reserve currencies were gold. You can't print gold. It's that simple. Gold puts a constraint on central bankers. It puts a constraint on the economy, on government and central bankers. And the only way that a fiat currency can work is for a central banker to have the restraint. He's not constrained. He's got to have his own restraint, not to add some zeros when he's typing currency into the system. Am I saying that there is going to be a hyperinflation of the US dollar, the world's reserve currency? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is definitely possible, though. It has been since we began this experiment 50 years ago. And so we have to watch for that. Why has a reserve currency never gone into a hyperinflation? Because you can't print gold, and every reserve currency or predominant currency has been gold in the past. That is the reason. So can a fiat currency that's a reserve currency go into a hyperinflation? Absolutely. Will it happen? Maybe. In truth, no one can see how one could really have any standard criterion other than gold. So when it comes to central banking and international payments and the world's reserve currency, one of the world reserve currencies around the world is still gold. Take a look at how many countries are accumulating gold currently, and you get an inkling of, well, could they know something that might be up that I don't know about?
Before we continue, help us by smashing that YouTube like button and subscribe now to this channel. This shows the algorithm that you value the information, and it helps us spread this message. Sharing is caring. Please like and subscribe now. Thank you. And now, let's continue.
Well, Russia's getting rid of their dollars and they've been accumulating gold. China's been doing the same thing. So, if gold went up, if we had a crisis and they needed to reinstill trust in the system, because all banking, the more you investigate this, the more that you realize that finance and banking is nothing but a shell game, a hat trick. It's a con game. And what a con game means is confidence game. And if you lose confidence, then the game is up. The game is over with. If somebody is a trickster trying to dupe somebody else and steal from them, and he gains their confidence, that's a confidence game. And if the person that this trick is being perpetrated on loses confidence in the trickster, then the game's up. The con doesn't work. And so that's what a confidence game is. And if the U.S. has to back currency in circulation with the gold that it claims that it owns, find out that it's actually the Federal Reserve. But whether it's the Treasury or the Federal Reserve, the gold that is supposed to be Americans' gold, if they had to back the currency in circulation, and currently on the Fed's balance sheet, that's the liability that the gold is the asset against, to back the US dollar, the paper dollars that are in circulation. But today, that would be $8,240 an ounce. Then, if they had to reinstill confidence in the entire banking system, if banks were afraid to lend to each other, if they didn't trust the base currency that the Federal Reserve types into their accounts at the Federal Reserve, because the total monetary base is currency in circulation plus all of the base currency, the bank reserves that are in the accounts that the banks have at the Federal Reserve, and it never leaves the Federal Reserve unless the bank takes some of their reserves and trades them in to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing and orders vault cash. When they get vault cash, they're converting bank reserves into vault cash, and then that becomes currency in circulation. But since then, look at what they've done to the monetary system. It's over $6 trillion now, and we're at $23,106 per ounce required to cover base currency if enough confidence was lost between the banks to where they had to use the gold to cover interbank settlement. It means that for the next decade, we are going to experience the greatest precious metals bull market in the history of mankind. If that doesn't happen, it means that the transition from the current monetary system, the global dollar standard, to some new system. So it means a complete rearrangement, the complete chaos of the breakdown and rearrangement of the monetary system, which means the precious metals won't just experience some astronomical bull market. It'll be somewhere between astronomical and infinity. And my question is, have you got gold?
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.